Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Fanis Willis is off the Rico case against Donald Trump. The Georgia Court of Appeals has removed District Attorney Fanis Willis from the Rico case. Now, while President Trump was running for office, Fanis Willis filed a Rico case against him and 18 other co-defendants. And the Rico charge is basically saying that they had some type of racket going where they tried to overturn the 2020 presidential election by coming up with their own slate of electors. So this is the case that Fanis Willis also brought against YSL, which got dismissed as well because it was ran so poorly. And now the Court of Appeals has said that, hey, Scott McAfee, while you was running this trial and you let Fanis Willis's lover off, you should have kicked her off the case as well. Basically what the Court of Appeals has said. Because usually they don't remove the district attorney from the case, but because this was so egregious that they removed the whole district attorney's office from this case. And mind you, Fulton County is the largest district attorney office in the state of Georgia. They have the largest pie when it comes to the amount of cases that they can bring. They have the largest district out of Georgia. And I think they're the most liberal as well. And I think all of the other ones are more conservative. So I doubt if they'll find another district attorney that will take this case and push it forward because of the way that it was handled and the way that they were using outside influence in this case against President Trump, former President Trump, now President-elect Trump. Fulton County District Attorney Fanis Willis and her entire office was disqualified from prosecuting Trump in their lawfare Rico case. The appeals court did not throw out the charges, however. Fanis Willis and her office have no authority to proceed. So the charges stand. They just got to find somebody else who will bring those charges and have the evidence to back those charges up. The Georgia Appeals Court disqualified Fanis Willis because of an appearance of impropriety. It wasn't an appearance, it was impropriety. She was sleeping with one of the prosecutors of the case, and they were charging the government in excess of over $700,000 for him to be the lead attorney in this case, when she could have found somebody else in her office, paid them less, that actually knew the law, because he wasn't the type of attorney that handled these type of cases. She brought him in from the outside. So all of the Democrats and Republicans that went out throughout the news and they said, oh, this is a slam dunk case, now you got pie on your face. Because the Court of Appeals said, you can't act that way. You can't prosecute the former president and have the type of shenanigans that you had going on and expect it to stand. After carefully considering the trial court's findings in this order, we conclude that it erred by failing to disqualify DA Willis and her office the following states. The remedy crafted by the trial court to prevent an ongoing appearance of impropriety did nothing to address the appearance of impropriety that existed at times when DA Willis was exercising her broad pretrial discretion about who to prosecute and what charges to bring. Did y'all remember how she acted when she was being cross-examined? How arrogant she was? She ran for re-election. The citizens there re-elected her after she went to the churches talking about, oh, they're coming against me because I'm standing up for the truth. Okay. The court said while it recognizes that an appearance of impropriety generally is not enough to support disqualification, this is the rare case in which disqualification is mandated and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings. Accordingly, we reverse the trial court's denial of the appealant's motion to disqualify DA Willis and her office, the following states, as we conclude that the elected district attorney is wholly disqualified from this case. The assistant district attorneys, whose only power to prosecute a case is derived from the constitutional authority of the district attorney who appointed them, have no authority to proceed, the following states. Full stop, end of story. Wow. The appellant may file a notice of appeal within 10 days of the date of this order. The clerk of Superior Court is directed to include a copy of this order in the record transmitted to the Court of Appeals. Now, of course, they can appeal up to the Georgia Supreme Court and try to get this overturned, which they probably will. But then again, once it gets there and they see all the stuff that went on in this case, they're more likely just to get rid of all the charges altogether. That's possible. Or they might reverse it. But I highly doubt all of the shenanigans that went on in this case that they're going to overturn the appellate court and reinstate her as the lead prosecuting authority in this RICO case against former President Donald Trump. But we shall see. And on to another note, while I have you here, the budget battle for the end of year has always happened come December time frame. We got to get a continuance, a continuance of a CR, a continuing resolution to keep the government open until the new Congress comes in. But what they didn't expect people to actually read this bill. And hidden within that bill is for the Congress to get a raise from $174 to like $243,000, hidden within the continuing resolution. So while you are here suffering, struggling, and while some of these states are giving millions of dollars to illegals, the United States Congress, who barely is in session, and half the time they can't even pass a bill, they want to stuff inside the continuing resolution an increase of maybe 20 to 30, if not more percent, from 174 to like $243,000 a year for them to get a raise. So, oh, we haven't had a raise in over 10 years. Well, you haven't done anything in the last 10 years that would equate to you getting a raise. You haven't passed the 12 appropriation bills on time and actually done the job that you were hired to do. So why should you get a raise? That's the way I look at it. If you have done the job that we elected you to do, then okay, no problem. Give yourself a raise. But you haven't. You haven't passed none of the 12 appropriation bills that you normally supposed to pass in order to have a balanced budget. You haven't done it. And all you do after the last 12 years is that you put a continuing resolution on the table to keep funding the government and keep giving these all of these carrots to these people to vote for this bill, and the American people have to pay for it. And you sit up there and puff your chest talking about you fought for the American people. No, you didn't. It just so happened you had the Doge, Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy actually read the bill and called it out. And you had one CNN reporter that saw, what's his name? The number 2 guy. I can't even think of his name. It'll come to me after I finish this video. But anyway, the gist of the conversation was that they approached Dick Durbin. They approached him and said, hey, do you guys really deserve a raise? He said, what are you talking about? And then he tried to turn it back and said, do you reporters, do y'all deserve a raise? So basically, there's 2 things going on there. Either Dick Durbin didn't know because he didn't read the over 1,500-page continuing resolution, or he's trying to dodge the question. I think it's the latter. He didn't read it, and 2, he's trying to dodge the question. There's no way these senators and House of Representatives read over 1,500 pages of bill. And also, President-elect Donald Trump said he's against it as well. So I don't know if we're going to have a continuing resolution unless they do a clean continuing resolution. That's the only way I think this bill is going to pass, because he's going to have to go back to the Democrats, because a lot of Republicans said, nope, I'm not signing on to that. And Speaker Mike Johnson was the very first one that came out and said, after the last one, we will not do a continuing resolution at Christmas time. And here we are again, 2024, December timeframe, coming up on Christmas, and he has allowed them to bulldoze him again. So I don't foresee him making speakership again at the rate he's going. He has zero spine. He will not stand up to the Republicans, or he won't stand up to the Democrats, especially the Democrats, and say, hey, no, we're not doing that. We hold the budget. We hold the purse strings. This is what we're doing. Take it or leave it. We'll shut this government down until you give us what we want. Sometimes you got to shut her down to get their attention, because a lot of them just trying to get out of town before Christmas. The ones who want the raise is trying to get out of town. No, let's stay in. Let's do the difficult work, which you should have already done prior to December, and let's pass the budget like we're supposed to. But those are the two hot topics that I see coming out today in the news. Fanis Willis got relieved, and this budget continuing resolution is on life support. And we hope it dies terribly in the dark so they don't get their raise, because they don't deserve it. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this video, hit the like button. Please share this video. If this is your first time here to the Retired Vet Show, please consider subscribing. And as always, God bless you all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.